Hello, I will be telling you part of Rumpelstiltskin today. Once there was a miller who was poor, but he had a beautiful daughter. Now it happened that the miller had to go and speak to the king, and in order to make himself appear more important, he told the king, "I have a daughter who can spin straw into gold." "This is an art that pleases me well," said the king. "If your daughter is as clever as you say she is, bring her to my palace tomorrow, and I will put her to the test." And when the girl was brought to him, the king put her in a room full of straw, gave her a spinning wheel and a reel, and said, "Now set to work, and if by early tomorrow morning you have not spun all the straw into gold, you must die." The king then locked the door and left the girl, and there sat the poor miller's daughter. She didn't know what to do with herself. She didn't know how to turn straw into gold, and she became more and more frightened until finally she began to weep. But all at once the door opened, and in came a little man. "Mistress Miller," said the man, "why are you crying so?" "Alas," said the girl, "I have to turn all of this straw into gold, and I know not how to do it." "What will you give me," said the man, "if I do it for you?" "My necklace," said the girl. So the man sat himself at the spinning wheel, and within 3 turns had filled the reel with gold. 3 more turns, and he filled a second reel, and on it went throughout the night, until all of the straw was turned into gold. By daybreak the king had arrived, and he was pleased beyond measure. But that night he took the girl into a larger room full of straw, and said, "Now you must also spin this straw into gold in the course of this night, if you value your life." And so the girl began to weep again, knowing not what she could do. And then the door opened, and in came the little man again. "What will you give me," he said, "if I spin this straw into gold as well?" "The ring on my finger," said the girl. And so the man spun all of the straw into gold by early morning, and when the king arrived he was pleased, but still his heart grew more greedy. He took the girl into a still larger room that night full of straw, and said, "This too you must spin into gold, and if you succeed you shall be my wife." "Even if she is a miller's daughter," thought the king, "I will never find a richer wife in the whole world." And so he locked the girl in that room. That night when the little man came and said, "What will you give me if I help you again?" the girl said, "I have nothing left to give." And the little man said, "Promise me your first child if you should become queen." And so the girl promised, thinking there was no knowing whether that might happen. And so the man spun all the straw into gold for her. And the next day the king came in, and was even more pleased. He rejoiced and called the woman his wife.